Guys, today I'll be teaching you how to create a simple iPhone call icon in Adobe Illustrator. So I have just added the reference icon here in Illustrator, and below is the color scheme which we'll be using for this tutorial. And also I have downloaded a free mini cons pack. You can get this for free from weblaze.com/minicons. Once you go to this website, this is what it will open. You will have a free pack as well as the ultimate pack, which you will have to pay, which has 1500 icons for around $59. But for mostly purposes, we can use the free ones. The ones I have is the free ones, which have mostly the generic icons which are used often. So to get started, let's get back to the canvas. So you can see is what we need to do is start off by creating a rounded square. To do that, come up to the toolbar here on the left, where it says this ellipse tool. It is here. If you hold down and click your mouse on it, it will pop up a small menu with additional tools, which has the rectangle tool as well as the rounded rectangle tool. The one we'll be using is this one, the rounded one. Just click on it. Once you have that done, you can click anywhere and drag on the canvas like so while holding down shift, so it will make a perfect square. And if you release the shift, you can see it won't be proportionate anymore. And one more thing I needed to show you was that you can also adjust the radius and the roundness of the square by the up and down arrow keys on the keyboard. If you keep pressing the up arrow, you can see the square is getting more rounded, and if you hold down the down arrow key, and it will reduce the roundness. Once you have adjusted to the roundness, the one which you want, I'll keep it to around this much. Then I'll hold down shift, and so it will make a perfect square. And I'll just once you have the desired size ready, just release the mouse, and it will create that rounded square. So now, right now the color is set to black. We'll need to add a gradient that goes from the lighter green shade to the darker one. To add a gradient to this object, come up to the gradient tool here in the toolbar. The shortcut key is G on the keyboard. Just click on this and click anywhere on the object, and it will add a gradient. We'll modify this gradient by opening up the gradient palette window. To do that, you need to navigate to the window menu on top and click on gradient, and you can see now this is the gradient which we have. Before doing that, we can add this color scheme to our swatches panel here on the right. To do that, grab your selection tool here, the top one, and click on this lighter shade green which I had created. And once I do that, I'll come up to the swatches menu and I'll click on a new swatch, and this is the lighter shade of green which it will add to the swatches. Same way I'll do for the darker one. I'll click on this darker green shade and click on new swatch, and again I'll hit OK, and it will add these two swatches to our swatches panel. Then again you can navigate to the gradient palette here. First select the object, and then I'll come up to the gradient window here, and I'll double click on this slider, the white one, the white square, and you can see we have our two gradients here. I'll select this one, the lighter one, and for the darker one I'll select on this double click on this black one, and I will click on the darker shade, and you can see right now the gradient is going from left to right, but we want it to go from top to bottom. So we can change the angle of the gradient by clicking on this, and you can even manually type the numbers. I'll type it 90°. We can do it opposite also if you want. You can just click on this one, reverse gradient, So the darker one will be at the bottom and the lighter one will be at the top. Now you see we have our gradient ready. So now once this is done, you can just click on the selection tool and click on the canvas anywhere to deselect the object. Now we need to include the phone icon. That's where we navigate to our free icon pack. Here I'll just close the gradient window, and I'll navigate to the call icon which we have here, which is this one. I'll grab this one, I'll copy it, edit, copy, and I will navigate to the document we are working on, and I'll click on edit and paste. Right now the icon size is set to too small. You can increase the size of the object by clicking on the free transform tool on the left in the toolbar. The shortcut key is E on the keyboard. Click on this, and while holding down shift at the edge of the image, just click and drag, so it will resize it proportionally. And you can just click and move the object center in the center of this square, and you can change the color from black to white from the top menu here by clicking on this icon, and it will drop down the color swatches and click on white icon. Once you have that done, you can again click on the canvas to go back to it, and you can resize it by clicking on the selection tool and click on the green square, and while holding down shift I'll resize it by selecting the free transform tool again, and then grabbing one of the edges, and while holding down shift I'm resizing it accordingly from top and bottom. Once you have that done, you can see once you have that done, you can just center it to the object of this line. I'll just group it, right click and group, and then just click on this line. I'll just click and then this, and I'll come up to the top alignment panel here and click on horizontal align center. I'll click on this one, and then I'll just, once you have that done, you can just bring it at the center of the screen, and you can see now we have a iPhone icon similar to that one. I hope you have learned something, guys, from this tutorial. Feel free to ask me any questions if you have, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching the tutorial.